could have gone before the black car for sure. You can definitely go before the other one. See how long it takes you. Look at him. Let's look at the mirror and count. 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's after we got in.
Yeah.
That's after we got in. So he had a little bit bigger margin than that, okay? So it's truly important, you know. But look, if you are trying to clear, I notice you're a little bit sluggish, okay? So give it a little bit of extra acceleration initially, just to clear. It takes only a second of acceleration to clear. Could go to the middle now.
Oh.
See where that one is.
Yeah, I hesitated.
So you really have to judge. And now he's turning. Why don't you go?
Oh.
See, yes, you could have. Look left more. That's it. To the left lane. If you saw that car at a distance, it was about 300 meters. Did you not recognize that safe gap, or?
I think I hesitated. I just couldn't judge the distance very well.
I don't believe you look far enough, okay? So if you did, you could sort of say every second how much closer they are getting. If it's that small, it's far. Go to the right lane, indicate and mirror, look over your shoulder, follow up, check, and turn right again. Okay, so try not to rely on my help. Just try to be responsible for yourself, okay? So clearly, there is enough space in the median strip to squeeze in, okay? Now, trust in the capabilities of your vehicle, whichever car you drive. It takes you only a couple of minutes to work that out. It's important because you only need 1.5 seconds to get in the middle. That one's now far, but we can go, yes. Push in. Look at them both, left and right. Take it to the left. See? And mirror, because the car was in the right. Obviously, we can't go. That one's not coming your way. Okay, anything further, where the van is, plenty of space. Let's count for the van. Don't worry about the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we started counting late. Let's count when you go in. Let's go in. 1, 2, 3, done. Go. So, when we started counting, we went to 6, even though we started late. So that surely would have been 9 seconds.
Yeah.
But it only took you maximum 3, and you were a little bit sluggish getting in that middle there, okay? So it's a significant difference in time and, you know, your advantage, in other words, okay? So you had a lot bigger advantage than that, you know, vehicle that was coming on the right, providing that we didn't have anyone on the left. That way you're going to sharpen up your judgment of other people's closing speed. So whenever you drive, even if you miss the opportunity, count and then compare that with the distance, how small the car was at a distance. Turning right at the next one, mirror blind spot. Okay. I did say I wasn't going to help there, but look, it was a good opportunity for you to see what I mean, okay? So, okay, this time I'll do my best not to, but trust your ability, okay? You could. Bring your tail in, Okay, go. There's a bike there. Do look at that bike. I just can't stress enough how important it is to do the secondary mirror check if there's fast-moving traffic. One of the main characteristics of fast-moving objects is that they travel a lot longer distance in less time. And if you don't look for 3 seconds, if they're doing 100 kilometers an hour, you do the maths. Okay, don't angle your wheels. Take it. He's miles away. No rush, no mad rush, okay? Check here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. If it's small at a distance, well, surely you can go. And if you looked at it for 2 seconds, you could actually judge if he's doing 100 or 45. Do you know what I mean? So if the vehicle's doing 100, it will be crossing a longer distance in less time, you know, and it's very easy to intercept. This is one of the unusual T-junctions because it's shaped L, like it looks like an L shape. So, see, that one's overtaking. Turn right. Often people don't look left for some reason, okay? And it's a bit awkward angle. Okay, let's go. That's it. So, gotta beat that car because it might be coming that way.
I like your advice of, looking at how small the car is. I've never really thought of it that way.
Next time when we do it in a minute, if you do it wrong, I'll stop you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So try, using that knowledge now and see what your ability is like. If you committed to turning, there's no going back. Often I see people occupying the first, side, like the side where the right side traffic to them is coming from. They occupy that and sit there blocking or, forcing everyone to stop for them.
Yeah.
And then to clear when it's clear from the left. At the same time, they would prevent everyone from the left side to, in their perspective, from the left side from turning right because they blocked that part of the road. And that's not acceptable because, you are relying on other people's skills. That's a big T-junction here, so flick it right. That's it. What you can do, see how obviously they didn't repaint the new line. You can go slightly further. As long as you are not further than that giveaway post, you'll be fine. So it gives you a little bit better vision here, okay? So, and clearly we're gonna get stuck here for a bit, and but look, the opportunity will appear at some point, okay? So you have to be patient. That traffic lights, when it changes, you might have opportunity to go. Another one coming on the left.
Once this blue car goes.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And you definitely have time after the white car go, yes. I'm sorry to have helped, but
No, that's okay.
yeah. Look left, look left. One of the biggest mistakes that you do and a lot of others, you just look away. I would have gone already, so let's go. Because at the time you committed to going in the middle, it was a clear way.
Okay.
But you looked away thinking, I've got now pause. let me take a breath. I understand that.
Yeah, that is.
But I'm training you to become more versatile. Wherever there's opportunity to continue without stopping in the middle, you should do so. After a little bit of extra practice on these and other tasks, it'll be difficult to fail if you just trust your judgment.
Yeah.
And we're talking about once or twice you might get to these, let's say, difficult, people call them difficult scenarios. But, the more time you do it and, the more correctly you repeat it, the easier it becomes. And I would be surprised if you don't pass on Thursday. What do you want to do on your next lesson?
More T-junctions. I guess any opportunity that allows me to just look both sides.
Decision making.
Yeah, my decision making is not,
it's
not very good. And I hesitate a lot. That often leads me to not accelerate fast enough. What
I want you to do, you can even when you're not sitting in the car, you can visualize if an object seems, I'm talking about T-junctions obviously, so if an object seems, a vehicle seems pretty small, it means it's at a distance. Now, if you looked at it for 2 seconds, if that vehicle is doing 100 kilometers an hour, you'd see a very rapid change in their size. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if they are cruising at 50 kilometers an hour, it'll be slow progress. And at the same time, it is excruciatingly, important to fully trust the capability of your car. So once you committed to turning, you knew there was a good gap there, zip in, takes you usually about 2.5 seconds on a 2-lane road to squeeze into the, median strip.
Yeah.
And, that's pretty much it. But then, as you commit to turning, don't look away. Because if there's a gap on the last one, you could have just continued, but you ended up stopping, okay?
Yeah. That was also the mistake I had in my previous test where I was too comfortable in getting in the middle that I looked away from the left.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember the feedback. So you did that today as well. This time you could have gone, but last time you couldn't. In both scenarios, you didn't know if you should or shouldn't go. Okay, and that's how they basically see it from the assessment point of view. Yeah.